Hello everyone and welcome to Lakeside on this Sunday afternoon, or nearly evening. As you can see, the TMD is getting underway. Still lots and lots of work to do on it yet, but it's getting there. Unfortunately, like many people, I haven't had the amount of time I wanted to this week to get up here. I haven't been working on this since Tuesday, Wednesday time. So today is really like the first day of getting back onto it again. But before I start on this, just a couple of things. Today has been quite an eventful week as regards my channel. I've had two people who have shown themselves that they're not particularly keen on me or the channel. Earlier on in the week I had a message on quite an old video, and the person just literally put "OF off." No other comment, just "OF off." But he actually spelt it all out, not me abbreviating it, which I thought was a bit strange. So I went over to his channel and had a look, and it was obviously a youngster, probably 14ish I would think, and lots of gaming videos on his channel. So I can only take it that he was sent up to bed by his mum and dad, and he was bored and got his phone out and started trolling and came across my video and thought he'd have a bit of a laugh and type that. So I thought, well, I'll have a bit of a laugh back, and I wrote a comment back saying, well, thank you very much for your comment, but just be aware that I have now notified YouTube of this as abuse, and that I've also blocked him, and that don't worry about deleting the comment in case you're worried about what YouTube are going to do, because I've taken a screen dump of his comment. So that was the first thing, and then a second issue was that on the last video I did, a chap wrote in quite a, how can I describe it, aggressive way I guess, that everything was wrong about what I've done here, especially the washer area. It was totally unrealistic, blah 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 blah, and you should do this and you should do that. And as soon as anybody says I should do something, it winds me up straight away, and it just annoyed me. So I told him in no uncertain terms that he doesn't tell me to do what he says, I do what I want to do. So I blocked him as well, and because I just don't like that kind of attitude. People have the option on YouTube to press the dislike button. I have the option to block people. So, you know, there's no reason why I can't block people. It's my prerogative, the same as it's their prerogative to press the dislike button. And I certainly won't be spoken to in that manner, not on a YouTube channel. So I just blocked him, and unfortunately what I didn't realise was that if you block somebody, it, on this occasion anyway, it deleted his comment. Now unfortunately somebody else, and I can't remember who now, was replying to his comment saying he was in agreement with him, but he said it in a way which wasn't offensive, and so I haven't got a problem with that, no issue whatsoever. If you don't agree with something, then you don't agree with it, as simple as that. But anyway, it deleted the comment. So I got a message or a comment back from this chap, the original chap, today, and it was not particularly nice, and he's put, I'll read it to you, you are a bloody idiot without, and he's put "and," I think he means any, without any knowledge except on how to put your thumb up your ass. How dare you delete a previous comment and claim the idea was your own. You are a selfish pig who thinks that the world is just you. You must have been a used car salesman with your arrogance and self-centered attitude. You should not post videos. There again, he's telling me what to do. You should not post comments and allow comments if you are going to treat your viewers like this. Now, this is a model railway. And this week has been horrendous for people who have been getting at each other on YouTube. There's been several occurrences, and I'm thinking, what on earth is going on with everybody? There's so much bloody anger in people, and I think people are forgetting what they're angry about, you know. We're all building model railways, little toys, and I know as well as anybody that, and the chap is quite right, I haven't got any knowledge. You know, all I do is really guesswork, and if it looks kind of right, then it is, and looking at other people's layouts, I get knowledge from them. And all I do is my best, you know, and that's all I can do. And of course I screw it up, we all screw up. But I will not be spoken to in any form of manner like that. Now, I can take a lot of crap. I didn't used to, and a couple of years ago I had a hissy fit and deleted all my YouTube videos and blah 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 because I had the self-same thing. And it looks like the channel's going down the same route. And on the previous video I had, the last time I looked anyway, it was on 14 dislikes. Primarily because of this TMD. And, you know, it is just so staggering that people can get, and some of the comments on the last video were quite, I can't find the word to describe it, but they were quite irate in the fact that I hadn't done this, that wasn't moved right, and so forth. You know, it's a model railway. I can't do anything more than what I'm doing now, you know, and if I do it wrong, well, so be it, I've done it wrong. You know, who cares? I don't. As long as it works and it looks okay-ish for me, to me that's the primary matter. I don't care whether it wouldn't have worked like that in real life. Those curves wouldn't be like that in real life. You know, I'm buggered straight away with just the tightness of the curves. And so are many other people. But anyway, I'm starting to get angry at the thought of people getting angry, if that makes sense. It's such a stupid world we're living in at the moment. It really is. You know, we're all trying to do our best with our model railways, and that's all we can do is our best. And one of the things which was poignant was in that reply was that I don't take notice of what people say. I'm arrogant. Far from it. Far from it. If people didn't comment and advise me on certain things, then Lakeside wouldn't be what it is today. You know, and I have moved stuff, I've changed stuff according to what people have said. I can't change it to everybody's taste because, for instance, in the second video I did of this, I had so many comments which were all different. If I'd picked one, all the rest would have been wrong. And I hope that makes sense. You know, I have to pick one particular suggestion, maybe, if I still agree with it, and go with that. And sorry to everybody else, you know, but at the end of the day, this is my channel, my railway, and if I'm happy with it, then that's fine. There's no need for you to come on my channel and start being shirty, you know, because believe me, I will just go block, because I'm just getting so fed up. I'm certainly not going to go down a route of deleting videos like I did last time, and like a few other people have done this week. No way am I going to delete my videos. There's no way I'm going to give up YouTube. I'm going to carry on in the same vein, and if people don't like it, tough shit, excuse my French. But yeah, it makes me so angry when people come on and blurt this stuff out in its particular way that I should be doing this and I should be doing. No, I shouldn't. I should be doing it the way I want to do it. Right, end of rant. Let's carry on. So, nicer things now. So here we go. This is the revised end of the TMD. and I have taken on board many suggestions of what people have said. I have moved not just the washer facility here, but I have moved the track too, so that I can get a loco in there right up to the end, which will wash it all, and that's the deltic size, and wash it all and come back through again. It was my error that I had a DMU in there. That was never meant to be washing a DMU. It was meant purely as a single loco, a deltic or a 24 or something like that, to be washed, not two carriages. That was purely my error, and I apologise for misleading anybody on that. That wasn't the case. So that's the washer facility. What I've also bought separately is a little pumping house for the fuel, because somebody did suggest that it should need some kind of pumping unit there for pumping the fuel from the tankers into the tank receptacles, the storage unit. So back when I actually do a pumping house for that. So I bought one of those and weathered it up, and but before I did, it comes on it's a resin building, so it comes on a resin base. So I've taken the building off the resin base and cut the parts which are on the resin base out. One is a drain, the closest one here is the drain, and there's a filler here, so that there will be a hose attached to that, I assume. Probably wrong again. A hose attached to that onto the tanker, which then pumps the fuel from the tanker into here, goes underground up this tube and goes into the tanks. That's what I'm assuming, but again, I'm probably wrong. There's a little fan or something just outside the building there. Really don't know what that's for, but I'll put it on there anyway. So that's now the fueling side of it as regards bringing the fuel on board to here, and then that's the fueling station. So I've rejigged all this track work really, so that every single loco can come onto these two tracks and fill up. This one, as I said, I've readjusted, so I've brought the washer forward and I've changed the curvature of this to make it straighter, so that locos can get in there. And that track over there hasn't been changed because that was just a standing track. Obviously it's all now been ballasted, and I've put a fence up along here, and I've just started putting in some scenics there for the bushes along the bottom. That's obviously still a lot of work to be done on here yet, and this has also got to be airbrushed for grime, oil, etc., just to dirty it up a bit. So then if we come forward to this point, excuse the pun, so another suggestion, quite a few suggestions, was to move the shed back that way, which I've done, and I originally had it about here, and then I moved it back to about here, and now I've moved it right the way back to here. And the reason I can do that is because I've changed the layout at the back here. Now previously this track, where's my finger, this one was curving to this side here, and it went along that part of the layout. Now what I've done, I've brought it over to the right hand side to here, which still allows a low loader to come in to the exit, or sorry, the entry to the yard from here, to go around, past there, around the corner, and do whatever it has to do. Now that looks extremely tight, and it is tight, but I've been given a link in a video, YouTube video by Alan Babs, who sent me this link of the tornado being delivered to a Welsh village. and it was tiny, this entrance to it, much tinier than that. And now these low loaders, they have rear wheel steering on the trailer, and they can negotiate some very tight corners. And what I will do, I will pop in the description at the very top a link to this video, and you will see the tornado being delivered. It's quite a masterpiece in driving skills. So thank you for that, Alan, and that'd be much appreciated for doing that, because that's given me the reason for shifting. That was one of the main reasons for not shifting this shed back, but that's given me the reason now where I can bring it right back to there, knowing that a low loader should be able to get around there. In real life, I don't know, nobody knows, do they? On my model, yes, it will go round. That's basically all I can say. I'm going to have to pretend that it will go round there. So if we move up here again, quite a few suggestions said it would be good if a loco could enter that section of the track there and not disturb any locos which were being repaired in this bay. So what that's done, moving that shed back, which is one of the main reasons for doing it, as well as the low loader, was to get the largest or the longest of my locos, which is this one, into an area where it wasn't disturbing a loco being repaired in the shed, and it could also come, say, from the wash or going to the wash by going past the point here. Now that has gone past the point. So whatever happens, whether it's come from the fueling and then wants to go into the washer, then it's able to do so because it's got the room without disturbing a loco which has been worked on, and it's clear of that point. So for anybody who says I'm not taking notice of excuse me, of people's suggestions, then just please be aware of what I've just said, that, you know, I've done virtually everything possible to rectify all the things which I've done wrong previously. The fuel loading area, this bit was, if you remember, on a curve, which I never liked, but I thought, well, that's the only way I can do it. And it wasn't until somebody said about putting the pumping shed in, I thought, what I can do now is to shorten some of those tracks and bring it round square and have the pumping house the other side of it. Now, in reality, I don't know whether that is correct, you know, but it's correct-ish, and it's certainly correct for my layout. Whether that works in real life or not, I don't know, haven't got a clue, and I don't particularly care, but it's, for me, it's fine. And I will be putting some dummy hoses around the area. I won't have any more than 3 tank wagons there, because apparently I'm going back a year or so now. Laurie Calvert did mention that there's no more than 3 tanks put together, because of, if there's an accident, you have to have another non-tanker as the 4th wagon to separate another series of 3 tankers. So there will only be a series of 3 tankers at any one point here. Now, whether that is true or not, I don't know, but that's the way I'm going to handle it, that there will be a maximum of 3 tanks. So what they can do is, the reason why there's no power on at the moment is because I have just literally, you can probably see the mark here, I've just literally glued this new section of ballast down. So the trucks, the tank wagons will come in off platform 1, trundle along this track, and go and nestle up to the end here, and gradually feed forward perhaps it's what they do, I don't know. Whether the hoses are long enough for them to park there and get to all three of them, I don't know. But for me, that's all I have to do, because it is a model, remember, it's a toy train set. All I need to do is shunt those to there and the job's a good one, as far as I'm concerned. So really, that is the TMD up to speed now. All the wiring is in, dropper wires are down. All I've got to do is connect it all up, which is really my next job, but I want to let that lot dry first before I do it, which hopefully will be in a couple of days time, and then I'll have all the points working, power to the track, and I should, in theory, be able to have a little bit of a running session in this new yard. I've got other things to put on yet. I've got yard lamps to put on here. I've got people to put on. I've got some more fencing to put on. Static grass to put down. Grime, oil patches, all that sort of thing. So there's still a fair bit of work to do. And then when that's done, what I will then do is concentrate on this area and put a concrete hard standing down for that and that area, and also the yard here. And then of course I've got to add trees to block view from the village, or rather, yeah, so that the villagers can't see what's going on here. There will be a few taller trees here, so that Madam in the manor can't see what's going on. It does shield some of the noise and the grunge, which is the other side of her wall. So there's all sort of things like that to do. And then when that's all done, I can then put down at long last some of the rubbish which I bought from, in a nice way, rubbish, which I bought from Cheeky Tech, which is Gary, which is old screwed up newspapers and Coke cans and things like that. So that will be going down. Once that's been airbrushed, I can then pop those on. Huge amount of work to do still, but it's getting there. Now I know, I just know that some of you guys are going to be sitting there going, oh God, no, he's done that wrong again, and I'm sorry, you know, there's only a certain amount of stuff I can do, and you know, I'm kind of really guessing here as I go along, and I know that there's going to be stuff wrong on it. I know that, but I can't and won't change this. So please don't say, well, if you move that from there to there, that's not going to happen. That is no way is that going to happen. I'm not going to start picking up stuff after it's now been ballasted and wired and everything, just because it's probably not prototypically correct, or it doesn't meet your requirements. It meets mine, so as far as I'm concerned, that's it. And as regards what that chap said earlier on, yes, I probably am getting a bit arrogant, but can you blame me after all the crap I get on this channel about a TMD yard? Unbelievable. Right, anyway, so that's it. That's the way it stands. Hopefully you're going to like it. If not, well, there's the dislike button at the top, which I'm quite used to by now. And I will shut the camera down and show it to you from the other side over there, and just to give you another view of it. Okay, so I'll speak to you in a minute. Hello again. Right, so this is by the stairs end. So we've got the manor house now mounted back into position. So now you can see the pumping house there, and there's that little fan thing. We'll walk around the side. That's the business end of the TMD, if you like, and then we move along. Coming to the shed. I hope you can see now how the wall nestles up to that quite nicely. That's because I've had the foliage stuck to the wall so that there is no straight line when it goes down. And then that is the yard entrance and the back of the shed leading into this last part of the TMD here. So there we have it. So hopefully that is a little bit more pleasing than it was in the very first video. And you know, many thanks for all your suggestions. I can't reiterate that more, and I do take notice of what you say, hence the reason why all the changes. So I will hopefully speak again next weekend. So bye for now and have a great week.